This program lineup is brought to you by Vision Express.
KUAM TV8, first on Guam. KUAM News headlines are presented by Calvo's Insurance, protecting Micronesia for 85 years. Matson and the Adahi Itano program. Apply at matson.com. Cars Plus, Guam's automotive leader in sustainability and electric vehicles. Learn more at carsplusguam.com. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. And King's Restaurant, serving your local breakfast, lunch, and dinner favorites for over 45 years.
Ahead on KUAM News Primetime.
And for the parents of these kids, man, please do something with your kids.
A southern village is on high alert after a string of tire slashing incidents leave numerous residents with damaged vehicles. One Santa Rita resident now urging parents to keep a closer watch on their children who appear to be roaming the village late at night.
Plus, an alleged gang leader denies any of the charges that accuse him in a violent crime spree.
You're going to really like it this year.
And get ready for a parade, a block party, and more. Plans coming together to celebrate 80 years since Guam was liberated from the Japanese occupation.
Hafide, good evening. Welcome to KUAM News Primetime. I'm Nick Delgado.
And I'm Destiny Cruz. Thank you so much for making us a part of your day.
Well, two southern villages are on high alert tonight. Multiple residents in Santa Rita, Sumai, and in Hagat reporting their cars have been targeted by a group they believed to be teens up to no good.
The upside, at least a couple tire slashing incidents were caught on neighborhood security footage. Guam police are also aware of what's happening as upwards of 20 people have been hit recently. The situation only fueling a strong effort by the southern community to put an end to these criminal acts. A reckless thrill falling flat. Security footage making its rounds in a Santa Rita Sumai village group chat of what looks to be young teens walking on the street at night, then slashing the tires of parked cars there before they take off on foot. The video circulating on social media in hopes to stop them in their tracks. And it's only revving up village residents of Hagat and Santa Rita Sumai who say about 20 cars throughout the southern area have already had their wheels damaged. Santa Rita native Ignacio Canata says the suspects even targeted the elderly.
One of the senior Minocos, she stays in the apartments. This is the incident that happened. They slashed her tires, and where's she going to get the money to replace it? Who's going to be responsible?
The slashing spree continuing earlier this week at an apartment complex in Hagat. One resident confirming with KUAM that she and 4 others woke up to the tires on their cars gashed. The victim adding one homeowner even witnessed teens running off after committing the crime.
They usually hang around the bus stop right next to the 76 gas station here in Hagat.
Now the pressure is on to put the brakes on a situation spinning out of control.
For the parents of these kids, man, please do something with your kids. Make sure they have their curfew down. And if they're not at home, then they're doing something that that you didn't teach them to do, unless you're part of the problems as well.
Meantime, Guam police are aware and we hear authorities are investigating. Residents targeted are being asked to report it immediately to police by calling 671-472-8911 or 671-475-8616.
The alleged gang leader accused in a mighty shooting that sent a teenage girl to the hospital denied the allegations filed against him in Superior Court today. Defendant Mesawam Repwak pleaded not guilty to all four cases, including attempted murder. He waived his speedy trial rights. Last month, Repwak led authorities on a manhunt after a crime spree of violent gang activity, targeting drivers on the road to include that mighty shooting. The court today determining Repwak is a danger to the community. He remains held on $10,000 cash.
He allegedly raped a girl known to him since she was 9 years old. 31-year-old Richard Allen Latsnick is charged with 3 counts each of first and second degree criminal sexual conduct. Court documents state that the latest alleged abuse occurred last week while the pair were at a movie theater, and then again when the child went home and was in the shower. The alleged victim, now 11, told police she repeatedly told Latsnik no, adding he kept saying please.
An employee at a local gas station under arrest accused of stealing thousands from her employer. 40-year-old Gloria Aser-Warini is charged with aggravated theft. Court documents state Warini was working at the Inigua 76 since January, adding she allegedly admitted to stealing 13 grand. A witness allegedly admitting to police they saw Warini use the refund button on the register to take the money so that she would not have to account for the shortage at the end of her shift. In total, she was accused of allegedly taking $20,000 over the past 5 months from the cash register.
Now an illegal scheme that involved upwards of $130,000 seized by the feds. The investigation involving a local marine sports tour company. All three have now taken a plea deal. Luella Zhao, a senior manager of sales at Aluping Beach Club, her daughter-in-law Sari Zhao, a reservations agent at ABC, and her son Joshua Zhao were each indicted on charges of conspiracy to use means of identification in furtherance of fraud. Luella Zhao and Joshua Zhao have since admitted to the crime. Sari Zhao is scheduled to admit guilt on Friday in the District Court of Guam. Sentencing is set for September 6. As KUAM reported, the feds uncovered the two ABC workers devised a scheme to obtain cash commission from customers who booked reservations directly with ABC and did not through an independent sales agent. They would split the cash. The women were also accused of modifying reservations and forged signatures to pocket the money. This April 2019.
Captured and released from prison, 28-year-old Lacey Hulk was free to walk out of the Department of Corrections after a Superior Court judge dismissed the charges filed against him. As KUAM reported, Hulk was the alleged suspect caught on surveillance stealing a truck from a disabled veteran in Mighty about 4 months back. He allegedly denied the allegations. The case was dismissed without prejudice, meaning the prosecution could refile the charges in court. KUAM also reached out to the AG for comment.
The man found not guilty of majority of the charges filed against him in an armed carjacking case is looking to be acquitted of the one charge that sticked. Defendant Timothy Tadtato Serbor's defense attorney Peter Santos filing a motion for judgment of acquittal for the carjacking charge. He says there was no evidence of burglary, an essential element of carjacking. As KUAM reported, jurors found him not guilty of 4 out of 5 charges filed against him. He was convicted of carjacking and the lesser offenses of burglary to a motor vehicle and third-degree robbery. It was in March Cerebor and co-actor John Peter Babalta Jr. were accused of stealing a car from a family at gunpoint at Ocapilas in Tamuning. We experienced quite the downpour overnight into today. Guam meteorologist Landon Eilert says there are upper-level disturbances high in the atmosphere that is bringing heavy showers and thunderstorms. It's the weather he says we can expect throughout the summer months.
This is a problem, especially if you're going to be out hiking, because these showers can be isolated. It may not affect all of the hiking trail or a river basin, but if it's upriver, a lot of the heavy rains that fall upstream could come rushing down the river into a flash flood. And so this is where you want to be aware if you're out hiking on the weekends.
Eilert also notes that June is Typhoon Preparedness Month. As reported, the Marianas is forecast to get up to 2 typhoons this year, but again, that's not certain.
It's important to know that typhoons can and do occur anytime throughout the year in the Western North Pacific, but we're coming up into the peak period of activity. That's the months of August, September, October, November for Guam. Does that mean we're going to take a direct hit? Not necessarily. We are looking at a reduced outlook for tropical cyclones in our region for this year.
Still, the importance being showcased this month is to make a plan and have a preparedness kit. Learn more by visiting ready.gov. As the island gets geared up to celebrate 80 years of liberation from the Japanese occupation, village mayors iron out the kinks of the planned Liberation Day festivities.
Mitsuki Hirayama reports.
You're going to really like it this year, and The only suggestion, the only thing that we're stumped at right now is we're looking for a keynote speaker.
With Liberation Day less than 2 months away, village mayors are ironing out the kinks for the island's biggest celebration to commemorate the day Guam was liberated from the Japanese occupation. Sinohonya Mayor Robert Hoffman and PD Mayor Jesse Allig.
The other two variables are the Arc Raider Memorial, if it's still going to happen and where, because that decides also the Queen's Breakfast. One of the suggestions was instead of the Queen's Breakfast, we do a Queen's Dinner.
Oh, we're not having a Queen's Breakfast.
Oh, yeah. So now that we know that, that also eliminates some time.
While there won't be a carnival, the festivities is still expected to be packed full of events. Leading up to the big day, there will be a VR experience at the Guam Museum on July 16th, a solemn mass and unified memorial on July 19th, a block party on July 20th and the 21st at the Paseo Village Huts, the iconic parade of floats, and a fireworks show.
We're anticipating the push off from Adelup at 8 a.m. so they reach the grandstand by 9 a.m. So we're going to move the parade up 1 hour. And in the front part of the parade will be the military, government, and villages. After that will be everything else of Guam.
There are also plans underway to light up the Plaza de España at night with a special memorial show.
So we have 3,050 individual lights that will show up and shape in the island of Guam, which will signify each soul that was lost during the time.
Meantime, mayors say there will be a visiting liberator who is 99 years old, but they are still searching for a World War II survivor to be a keynote speaker. Matsuki Hirayama, KUAM News.
6 years later, families in the CNMI hit hard by typhoons in 2018 are still waiting for help from a housing construction program that's quickly running out of money.
And Guam experienced some nasty weather today. Local meteorologists reminding the public to stay ready as June is Typhoon Preparedness Month.
Honey, do you want some milk?
Do you ever wonder how your favorite products make their way into your local stores? Most arrive on state-of-the-art Matson vessels that transport containers of food, household items, equipment, and supplies into the islands every week. Because we know that you depend on us, we work closely with our partners to ensure that our shipments arrive on time, all the time, so you can find your favorite products when you need them. We transport the region's most precious cargo that supports successful businesses and promotes a better quality of life for our families. Matson is proud to have been the hometown shipping carrier for Guam, the CNMI, and Micronesia for the past 25 years, and you can count on us to be here for generations to come.
Don't need a work break, keep the smile on your face. The moments you can't replace, and I'll be around. Whoa. You can count on me. You can count on me for life.
Wherever life takes you, we're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
You think KFC's new pizza isn't pizza because it's made with crispy fried chicken? You think the marinara, mozzarella, and pepperoni aren't enough? Well, you're right. It's not pizza. It's chizza. Only at KFC.
Welcome back to Primetime. In national news, President Joe Biden sidestepping Congress and taking his own action to sharply tighten controls at the southern border. With his signature alone, the president using his executive authority to shut down asylum requests when the average daily number of illegal crossings between ports of entry exceeds 2,500. That average number now tops 4,000, putting the new directive into immediate effect.
The president looking to turn the tables on Republicans on an issue that has left him politically vulnerable. His remarks announcing the new order, President Biden saying doing nothing is not an option and that he would have preferred to address this issue through bipartisan legislation. but many Republicans in Congress dismissing the president's actions as too little, too late. Julia Ansley reports.
Facing fierce criticism of his handling of the border crisis, President Biden tonight unveiling new executive action.
This action will help us gain control of our border.
The executive order will bar many migrants who cross the border illegally from requesting asylum when illegal crossings are over 2,500 per day, like they have been for the past 3 years. The restrictions last until they dip below 1,500 per day.
If they choose to come without permission and against the law, they'll be restricted from receiving asylum and staying in the United States.
It's 3:30 p.m. in Hidalgo, Texas, and this bus is transporting migrants who just came through the border wall. They'll be able to claim asylum, but those who cross after midnight will not. But there are exceptions to the restrictions, including unaccompanied children. Plus, migrants can still request asylum at ports of entry. Today's move comes after a record. Nearly 10 million migrants have crossed into the U.S. since President Biden took office. Our recent poll shows just 28% of Americans approve of President Biden's handling of the border. Today, the president blaming Republicans for blocking a bipartisan border security bill.
I've come here today to do what the Republicans in Congress refuse to do. Take the necessary steps to secure our border.
But Republicans say Biden sparked the crisis by reversing Trump border policies, blasting today's move as an election year stunt.
He can close the border down entirely. He's not going to do that. He has no interest in doing that. They want it wide open. So this weak measure here, don't be fooled.
While some Democrats also slamming the president's action.
It's not a time for us to turn to Trump-era policies. It's not time to go and use the tools that Trump used.
Today, we met a Venezuelan family who entered at a port of entry this morning, using the CBP One app created by the Biden administration to book appointments for asylum screenings. They said they slept on the streets in Mexico while waiting.
¿Cuánto tiempo tienes esperando?
How long were you waiting? 7 months and 6 days, he tells us, saying he came to the U.S. to work to feed his young family.
Some CNMI families hit hard by 2018 typhoons remain on a wait list for a housing construction program running out of money.
Regional correspondent Tomas Menglotia has the latest on the disaster recovery.
The Community Development Block Grant for Disaster Recovery in the Northern Marianas is reaching capacity, with dozens of families still in need placed on a wait list.
We were looking at the numbers. We were noticing that the funding is really going down and there's just too many applicants that are coming in.
The CDBG-DR program brings a total of $234 million to the NMI. It has 3 parts, $138 million for housing, $91 million for infrastructure, and $8 million for economic development. It came after Super Typhoon U2 and Typhoon Mangkhut in 2018. The housing program's home buyer new construction approved 208 people across the NMI. 126 remain on the wait list. NMHC said 57 homes out of the 135 ongoing projects have been completed and 78 are under construction. They're targeting at least 100 home construction projects per year.
Well, the plan right now is to have the ones that have applied and are funded, take care of those applicants first, because construction costs have been going up, and when they were awarded or when we approved their applications, it was just based on up to a $250,000 cap, but per home. But now that they have selected their contractors and they've gone through the process, the estimates that have been coming in are above that, 270, 300,000.
The housing program also includes rehabilitation, reconstruction, and affordable rental housing. They face some delays due to the permitting process. There's a 2026 deadline to use the funding.
And we just need to do a little bit more of reprogramming from funds that are not being utilized. For example, in the program we have planning money. If those aren't really being used, then we can reprogram those funds to the home buyer, where it's mostly needed.
Tomas Manglonia, KUAM News, Saipan.
Joint Region Marianas is ushering in a new commander to take the helm. The official transfer of command ceremony is set for tomorrow at Naval Base Guam. That's where current JRM Commander Rear Admiral Greg Huffman will pass the torch to Rear Admiral Brent DeVore. DeVore's assignment to Guam comes after his service as the Chief of Staff for Commander Naval Forces U.S. Pacific Fleet in San Diego, California. Huffman will remain on Guam to assume command of Joint Task Force Micronesia. KUAM will bring you coverage from Big Navy tomorrow night on primetime.
Guam Regional Medical City announcing the recipient of its 2023 Physician of the Year award during a ceremony held at the hospital this week. This year's distinguished awardee is orthopedic surgeon Dr. Carmelino Galang. Dr. Galang achieving a decisive victory, receiving over 100 votes more than the second-place candidate in a poll of over 100 physicians at GRMC. Each year, the GRMC employees select a physician who exemplify GRMC's eye care values that include innovation, collaboration, accountability, respect, and excellence. The official Guam delegation arrived at the Daniel Inouye International Airport in Honolulu, Hawaii. The group joining other Pacific nations in the Aloha State for the 13th Pacific Festival of Pacific Arts Culture. This video posted online by Guam's Art and Humanities Agency with the delegates dancing and showcasing the permission chant at the airport. Stay tuned as KUAM will continue to bring you coverage for the next week from FestPac. Now for a look at your world at home.
Here's a beautiful view captured from Tumon.
And my heart calls out to you, but I fear you won't be like I left you. I look queen at my heart like you are.
Welcome to Kmart, your 24-hour superstore since 1995. Always there for you day or night. At Kmart, we're committed to offering you an extensive selection of products at prices you won't find anywhere else. From the essential to the exceptional, our aisles are alive with possibility. Bloom with confidence, style, and savings this spring. Discover stylish clothing that fits your budget without compromising on quality. From trendy pieces to timeless classics, find the perfect look for every member of your family without spending a fortune. Then pamper yourself with our selection of essentials, from nourishing shampoos to rejuvenating beauty products and soaps. And let imagination soar with our selection of toys and games for kids of all ages. At Kmart, experience the thrill of discovery as you explore our aisles, filled with a variety of quality products that cater to your every need. From groceries to home goods to outdoor essentials, we are the ultimate one-stop shop. Dive into an unparalleled shopping experience where quality, variety, and savings await at every turn. Shop smart, save big at Kmart, your 24-hour superstore.
Let your people know. When it comes to the pickle to chicken ratio, some people, they playing in your face, but not the McCrispy. Let your people know. When it comes to the pickle to chicken ratio, some people, they playing in your face, but not the McCrispy.
go for it.
Find a plan that goes with your flow. Get unlimited local talk, text, and data at the most affordable rate with Unlimited Flow Postpaid.
Half a day, everyone. I hope you're all staying dry. It's time for your daily dose of News Bites. We'll mark your calendars for June 22nd as the Electric Island Festival returns to Guam. Talented headliners include Truncate and Lumberjack, along with other talented DJs from Guam. It's over at the Plaza de España from 6 p.m. all the way until 2 a.m. General admission is $50 for 18 and over and $90 for 21 and over. You can grab your tickets right now on guamtime.net. Up next, Mangilao's Race to the Crown is a Sunset 5K Run Walk fundraiser for the Village Liberation Queen candidate. The run walk takes place on Sunday, June 9th, with go time at 5:30 p.m. at the Mangilao Market Grounds. You can register Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Mangilao Mayor's office. There'll be vendors, food trucks, and live entertainment as well. And finally, if you happen to be in Saipan, it's a summer movie night. CNMI Ocean Month presents Avatar: The Way of Water on Friday, June 7th at 7 p.m. The screening will be in Garapan. It's free admission. You're asked to bring your chairs, and snacks will be provided by Island Snow. And in case you missed it, you can head on over right now to KUAM.com.
Time now for birthday wishes.
Here's your Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club shoutouts, which you can submit on KUAM.com.
All right, everybody, on the 5th of June, we are saying happy birthday to a pair of G-men, Gene and Gavin. First to Gene. Gene Santos, happy 32nd birthday. We are so proud of the man that you have become, all the love in the world and the universe, Mom and Dad. And our second G-man, Gavin Jose Paulino Iglesias, wishing our son, brother, dad, and significant other a happy and blessed birthday. Your family is sending all of their love. So Gene and Gavin, we, your island family, celebrate you today, and we hope you and your family and your friends give you the best birthday parties ever, because you guys deserve it. Have a great birthday to the both of you.
And that's your primetime show. Thanks for watching. I'm Nick Delgado.
And I'm Destiny Cruz. Have a safe evening and stay beautiful.
Now less than 2 months away from the August 3rd primary. Half a day, I'm Nick Delgado. This is The Hub. Happy Pride. Let's get right to it. Hearing from more of the mayoral candidates in the contested race this primary, we take you to the gateway of the South, Hoggins. Hagat is part of the Hadza district. According to the Mayor's Council of Guam, Old Hagat was built between 1680 and 1684 and was designed by the ruthless Spanish governor Don Jose Quiroga as a settlement for rebellious islanders whose homes had been destroyed. Many of its first citizens were brought from the interior village of Fena, which had also been wiped out. In July of 1944, the village of Old Hagat was totally destroyed by the American invasion. After the war, New Hagat sprang up in a location further south and is one of the villages in the south that is now experiencing development and commerce. But Hagat, as many know it today, has a reputation of its own and problems like erosion and crime that voters want prioritized. 3 candidates filed this year, including incumbent Mayor Kevin Susuico, who is a Republican, and Republican candidate Raymond Arceo. Democrat candidate Mark Charfaris will advance to the general this November and will go against whoever wins the primary in this race. Here's candidates Susuico and Arceo speaking to voters.
Hafidi, my name is Mayor Kevin Susuico from the beautiful village of Hagat. Thank you for the opportunity to, at this platform to KUAM for allowing me to come and speak with you a little bit on our progress of the municipality. I've been asked to come on just to go over some things with our folks, and we're happy that we continue on with our progress. We have done so many in the past year or this past term with our administration. One, delivering the biggest and the best festival on the island that everyone enjoyed, our Hagat Mango Festival. But further to that, we've actually just completed our first playground park, which we're very happy for the kids to enjoy that, most especially during this summertime. We actually are now improving the roads in our municipality. We're maybe 2/3 already completed, and we're now waiting for the last of the completion of the roads. We're handling a lot of our flooding mitigation problems for Umeng, for our crews, for Fanili, and behind our office. And so, when asked how is it, and what else is there for us to improve on, it's really for us to continue the working progress that we have, for our municipality, and delivering the best service that we can to our people. And so I've been asked a few times, Mayor, how are you, with the election, and how would you go about election? And to be quite honest with you, it's election time, but we still have a lot of work to do for our people, and it's continuing the jobs that we have here. And we have the memorial coming up. We have our Liberation Day coming up, our Liberation festivities, and our village, our municipality, always puts in a float to represent our village, and we'll be doing that. There's so many things that are going on, and despite the challenges that we face and the difficulties of lack of funding, our office and our administration goes out and does its best to look for different funding sources and try and be at the table where there's distribution of funds, so that way we can keep bringing things into our community, whether it's for public safety, whether it's for our youth, for our manumko. We're looking at some other projects within our municipality of turning into some of our buildings into a youth center. We've actually now renovated and completed the first phase of our renovation for our office. We have a new office now, one that you can be proud of when you come into the office, that it's very professional, and we have our staff is very courteous to deliver what the needs are of our people. And what we've done is we've taken our old office and we converted it into its first learning center for the municipality, and a computer lab for our kids that may be in need of that type of service. And so we're working in partnership with UOG. We're working in partnership with AmeriCorps for them to come down and run different types of programs. We look forward to, being in partnership with GCC at some point, so that way we can offer night classes and bring down the driver's ed classes and bring down more services to our community that maybe those without, it's kind of difficult to get to, maybe to GCC or TOG, have something offered down here, more of a trades type of service, so that way, by delivering that type of service to our people, then they'll be more productive, and it would be a better service, not for only for our community, but for our island as a whole. And so we continue to look for different type of services that we can deliver as an office, to provide the best that we can for our community. And we have so many different projects that we're working with. We're working with Army Corps of Engineers. We've been working with them actually for a few years now for the Nimitz Beach erosion project. We're looking at having this project of the retrenching of the channel, repurposing the sand back onto the property to get back some of the land that was eroded away. We're looking at acquiring and hopefully working in partnership with Guam Parks and Rec, so that way the Department of Parks and Rec to allow us to take back our community, Nimitz Beach, our beach, so that way we can allow for better usage and take care of the property and give it back to the people. We have the erosion problem right behind our office. Our office is always there, post-storm or pre-storm and post-storm, to make sure that, our community has a safe place to go to, or at least to go to right before the storm and after the storm. And we're working, it's over $1 million project that Hoggett actually should be proud of, that there's only 2 municipalities on island that was given this award from the federal government. And we are one of them with Malesso. And so this is a break wall revetment system that would be placed to protect our shoreline right behind our office. So that way we don't have to move our office to, for safety concerns. And so there's so much projects and that we are looking forward to, that, we will continue to deliver all the way through the end of the year. And it's my hope that, I continue on as the mayor of our beautiful district, so that way we continue the progress. And I'm thankful and I'm honored to serve in the capacity that I serve in. This is my second term, and I'm seeking re-election for the third term, so that way we continue to deliver like we did in the last 2 terms. And so again, I thank you so much for the opportunity to come on to just speak a little bit on our progress. And for our constituents of the beautiful village of Agate, we continue to ask for your support as we continue to deliver, again, the best that we can from for our municipality and for our people.
Candidate Arceo again is running under the Republican ticket for Hoggett Mayor. He made multiple attempts to get his message out to voters on our platforms, but those attempts were unsuccessful. Your Decision 2024 coverage continues with hearing from the candidates in Malesso. Keep it here. This is The Hub.
Guam is truly a majestic place with its sheer natural beauty, wealth of beaches, and culturally rich landscape. Unfortunately, Guam has a real problem with unwanted invasive species. Help us in preventing their introduction and spread. The coconut rhinoceros beetle, the little fire ant, the African snail, Siam weed. These are just a few of the numerous invasives on Guam. Follow proper custom procedures when bringing plants and animals into Guam.
Help protect Guam. Tell your family and friends about invasive species.
To report invasive species, call 475-PEST.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
You're watching The Hub here on KUAM. Let's travel now to the southern village of Malesso to find out what the mayoral candidates there are about ahead of the August primary. It's the village located in the southern tip of the island and is part of the Hadza district. According to the Mayor's Council of Guam, Malesso derives its name from the word lesu, fish that was caught at the mouth of the bay of that village. Malesso is the southernmost village where one can ride a boat to a smaller island known today for its recreational and resort facilities, Coco's Island. The small historic village was home of the ancient Chamorros who lived along shores of the bay and fished for a living in the abundant sea. Malesso's longtime mayor, Ernest Chargloff, is retiring. Two candidates under the Democrat ticket are hoping to fill his shoes, Franklin Champaco and Stephen Cruz.
My name is Franklin John Kirichai Champaco. I am running for Malesso mayor on the Democratic Party. Yeah, basically what it is, man, I've been coaching, basketball down here and involved with the community and working also. So time, I didn't have so much time, but coaching and being more involved, it kind of taught me, I kind of learned of who I am, what I am. And I just want to be more involved. I want to do more for the village. There's a lot, comes to mayor is not only about cutting grass and coscal and delivering chairs, there's more to it. There's more to it. And I strongly believe, and I think if we come together as a community, things will just start to fall in place. Things will start to happen. And that's one of my main goals, is to try and unite the village, bring the people together. And by doing that, more events, just bringing more stuff down to the village for the people. The village of Malesso, we're all family down here, and I think, and that's what I just said it earlier about, it's not only about cutting grass, because doing those stuff, grass, that's the job. That's a given already. You have to do those things. There's things like I want to do, like, for example, the community center here. I want to renovate that. The community center, where they can host parties and fundraisers and stuff, instead of going outside the village and paying for an expensive venue. They have that here. The other thing too is like our pier. Oh man, the Malesso pier is an iconic place. People from all over come down and visit. So right now it's okay. The pier's nice. I just want to maybe fix it up better, so that the people, would be proud. The Malesso people would be proud of it. And they come down and they see the people come down and they enjoy it. The other thing too is I want to look into is education for our village, and that for education, meaning not school stuff like that, but like for addiction. For we all know that we have a we all know we have a meth problem in the island, and I want to bring stuff down to the village to help these people, educate them with addiction. And not only them, but their families as well, to help them. The other part too is we bring down have a community garden down here. I want to work with these non-profit government agencies to try and bring stuff down, and that where we can, have a community garden where we can go out, plant, but not only just to plant for like farm to table, but to educate our people, educate the kids about it. And man, basically, guys, it's just my ultimate goal is to unite the village, to bring the community together. Because if everybody comes together, everything works. Everything just starts to fall into place. You need help here, people come together. That's basically what I want to see in the village of Malesso. It's everybody together. And I think if we all, just unite as one, And that's my slogan, right? My slogan is one Malesso, hashtag one Malesso. That's what I want to see. And because there's a lot of things that can be done here in the village. I want everybody to come together.
After repeated attempts to hear from Democrat mayoral candidate Stephen Cruz, he was unavailable to speak to voters on our platform, only sharing via text, quote, "I am committed 100 to serve all the people of Malesso." We've got more from the mayoral candidates in the contested races this primary on KUAM's YouTube channel. Next, we check in with the Guam Election Commission. This is The Hub.
Hey, Dad! Hey, Dad! Oh, Papa! Appa! Hey, Dad! Hot Dad! Hey, Dad, where do babies come from?
Ask your mom.
Sign up for a new unlimited plan and get a free Apple Watch. Only at GTA.
How deep do Pizza Hut's roots run in the islands? Through all the decades, we know what you love. Great taste at an even better price. Like our large one-topping carry-out pizza for just $15.99. You choose your favorite topping, pepperoni, olives, sausage, or any other single topping. Our $15.99 large one-topping pizza. Order online and carry one out today. Only at Pizza Hut, the island's best.
Hafide, welcome back to The Hub. We're now over here at the Guam Election Commission offices in Tumuning, joined by Thompson Augustine with the Guam Election Commission. Hafide, Tom.
Hafide, Nick.
So, precinct officials, now that we're less than 2 months away from the primary, you guys are putting a call out. You need some of those volunteers.
Yes. Actually, so we are actively recruiting for precinct officials at the moment. So we do have openings in positions throughout the island. So of course, we like to encourage our voters who want to come out and participate in this year's election to go ahead and come into the office and fill out an application, or they can actually go into our website and download the application and then submit it to the GEC. Yeah.
What do the duties consist of for precinct officials? How does that work?
So duties of the precinct officials would consist of processing voters, issuing ballots, and of course reconciling the ballots at the end of the election night.
Okay.
Yeah. So we want to encourage them to also come out because it is a great opportunity for them to participate and see firsthand in the electoral process this year.
Yeah, witnessing it firsthand for themselves, how their vote gets counted and all the way through the end, right?
Yes, we'll see. They will take part from everywhere from the opening of the polls and even going all the way down to the election center.
Yeah, so August 3rd is primary day. What does it take for them to become a precinct official? Do they just make a call? Do they have to apply?
So of course, part of the qualifications is first they have to be a registered voter of Guam, and they have to be a registered voter in the district of where they're going to work at.
Okay.
Yeah, and of course you cannot be immediately related to a candidate up for the election.
Cannot?
Cannot, yeah.
So directly, like they can't be your your parent,
can be a
sister,
parent, mother, brother,
sibling,
father, or.
Nice. Good to know. And so the application process?
Yes. So you can go, voters can go online at our website, they can download the application, and they can fill it out, and they can email it to the GEC, or they can hand drop it in down here at the office.
Into winning.
Yes.
All right. Is there anything specific that they need other than the application that
we
they need to
we
provide?
do ask that they will, if they can, please provide an ID along with their application as a part of the processing.
How's that experience been like for you, Tom, all these years working these elections when it comes to working with these precinct officials? Has the feedback been pretty positive for a lot of
Oh yes, we do. We get a lot of returnees, and of course, it's important we get all our information from them because they're the ones who let us know whether or not our voters were satisfied at the polls, or if there are any ways that we can make the process easier for our voters.
And the more the merrier, because the more precinct officials that they do get at each of these sites and helping with bringing reconciling these ballots, the quicker we can get these results, right?
Yes.
You can never predict how long we're going to be there counting, especially on a primary election. So, what else do does the community need to know if they want to become a precinct official?
So we are starting to begin training by on June 19th. We are hoping to fill the positions by then, but we will continue to recruit until all positions are filled.
And we have more precincts this election season, and so you'll need more?
Yes. So earlier this month, we actually, to accommodate for the increase in voter registration, the board did approve to increase the amount of precincts for this year's election. So of course, we are going to need about 360 precinct officials for the primary election.
Wow. And of course, if you're unsure about the precincts, you want to know if there are any changes in your district, just head over to gec.guam.gov. They'll get all of the information there. And I think it also comes with a little bit of stipend, right?
Yes.
If you help them out. So it's a win-win. So thank you so much, Tom, for your time. And we'll see you guys soon. Keep it here. You're watching The Hub.
Something is calling, and I can't help it. Let's don't belong when there ain't no soul. Watch me as I go. This is my mood when I make a move. Watch me as I go. This is my mood when let's take a break. There's no use. This is my mood when I make a move. This is my mood when
Is KFC's new cheetah pizza?
Fried chicken? That's a pizza.
That's right. It's not pizza. It's cheetah. Only at KFC.
Thank you so much for watching this episode of The Hub. For more of your Decision 2024 election coverage, visit KUAM.com. We are now celebrating Pride Month. And whilst dozens of our social media followers decided to post hate and anti-gay slurs on all our Pride-related content we deliver, it only showcases more so why the long-standing issue for equality for all is far from over. Just a note, no one is forcing anyone to be or think a certain way. And the hate, that's not going to stop anyone, whether LGBTQ+ or ally, from living life the way they were born to, proudly and with pride. Take the time used to push those hateful comments instead to learn more about why Pride is celebrated every June. I'll leave that up to you. For now, I'm Nick Delgado. Here's a look at Guam's proclamation signing where the administration declared Pride Month 2024 here in the territory. Stay safe and we'll see you soon.
So in 1978, Harvey Milk said, "Gay brothers and sisters, you must come out. Come out to your parents. I know that it is hard and will hurt them, but think about how they will hurt you in the voting booth. Come out to your relatives. Come out to your friends. If indeed they are your friends, come out to your neighbors, to your fellow workers, to the people who work where you eat and shop. Come out only to the people you know and who know you, not to anyone else, but once and for all, break down the myths, destroy the lies and distortions for your sake, for their sake." A very different time in 1978, right? And even for those of us who are older in the room, our society has evolved. And we're here to make sure it doesn't devolve. Because as optimistic, and I agree with the governor, our community has grown so much, we know that there's always going to be elements out there because of fear are going to hate. And because of cowardice will sometimes take actions that are meant to hurt people. And all of us coming out and showing our family and our friends and our colleagues that, as the governor said, doesn't matter about your sexual orientation. You can do the best you can for your community. You can be a teacher. You can be a politician. You can be a doctor. You can be a dentist. You can be the postman. You can do anything you want. And to show especially parents that when they invest and follow through the love that they're supposed to provide to their kids can be everything. They can be everything. It's so important. On our island and throughout the country, throughout the world, and our island is actually best. We're one of the better places, but not too many hours out of Guam, there are very, very serious situations facing LGBT people, even in our region. People that may be facing death, they may be facing prosecution. Guam is that very special place where there is safety. And by most of us and those of us that are able to take pride in who we are and to show those examples, it makes such a good difference, especially to those kids out there, especially to parents. I was in Malesso, I think it was maybe in March, and I was down at a campaign event, and this lady came up to me and she wanted to talk to me and she wanted to thank me. And she is a mother of a trans person that was living in Guam, moved to Las Vegas because they didn't feel that they could be themselves on the island. They didn't want to deal with some of the social pressures or the misunderstanding that can happen, especially to those of us in the trans community that in many ways have a bigger burden than the rest of us because of the outright discrimination and the outright hate that is articulated by elected leaders elsewhere in the country. Very serious, and it takes courage for all of us to stand up to that and to stand up and push back on the hate. I'm a big proponent of religious freedom, and I understand that the religions have the freedom to determine their doctrines, but they can't cross the line into the public sphere. They cannot advocate, and we have to push back against efforts to discriminate against people that are living in the LGBTQI world. We have to make sure that we have policies in the legislature. I'm very happy that we have a champion in there, Senator Roy Kanata, that is meant to push back on any attempts in the legislative realm to receive the progress that we've made, the progress on marriage equality. Now, as our good friend Todd Thompson knows, thank you, Todd, and to Bill for fighting the fight to have marriage equality on Guam, and then Senator Narissa Underwood for passing a local law which now protects us from any potential issue coming out of the Supreme Court that will meant to recede those kind of rights. These are very important. Senator B.J. Cruz for the workplace discrimination, anti-discrimination laws. But we still have work to do, as we know from the last few days, and some vandalism that occurred in my hometown of Sinahanya, where Mayor Hoffman had 7 pride flags taken down, right, and stolen and ripped out. Just a reminder that we always have to be vigilant. So today, as we celebrate our progress, let's remember that we still have a lot of work to do. We still have a high incidence of suicide in our community, in the LGBTQ plus community, especially in LGBTQ plus youth. We still have an issue with homelessness or houselessness. Some of it a bit more elsewhere in the country. I read a study the other day that about 1/5 of the homeless population in the state of California is LGBTQ plus. And making sure that we provide the kind of supports and figure out how to activate programming to provide safeguards for those of us that have been pushed out of our own families because of who we are. We have to remember that there still is a challenge with drug abuse. And many of our community are battling addiction. And there are many opportunities to support recovery efforts that can make sure that we shift those of us into lives of recovery. And also that there still remains barriers to healthcare. And there is an access to healthcare issue, especially for our trans brothers and sisters living everywhere, but including here living on Guam. And so today it's our opportunity to bring public education and focus on all of the values and the strengths that we in the LGBTQ plus community have on this island. We are your sons and daughters. We are your choir members and florists. We're your flight attendants. We're your doctors. We're your lawyers. We're your politicians. We are in every aspect of community. We are here to build the community in a better way. We love Guam, and everybody should love Guam, but we will not tolerate hate, we will not tolerate violence, and we will not allow any receding in the rights that we have. That is our promise together collectively. Viva Pride.